In this lecture, we will discuss about minimizing switched capacitance. Actually, in switching power dissipation, of course, the switching power dissipation can be minimized by minimizing capacitance or switching activity, or maybe both of the capacitance as well as the switching activity, because the switched capacitance means it is the product of capacitance with switching activity. So that is why we are supposed to go for, because it is combination of both capacitance as well as the switched activity. So we are supposed to reduce the means we are supposed to minimize the power dissipation. So we are making use this one. So under this switched capacitance minimization techniques, we have the following techniques. Under that, the first one is hardware software trade-off, bus encoding, clock gating, gated FSM, static encoding, logic styles, use of number of systems, architecture level optimizations. Here we will see the first one, that is hardware and software trade-off. So in case of this, first we will identify which part of system to be implemented by hardware and the hardware design flow. In the same lines, we will identify which part of system to be implemented by software and the software design flow. Then at last what we will do is we will integrate both of them. Of course, there will be trade-off on cost, area as well as delay. Sometimes the same function can be implemented by hardware or software or judicious combination of the both. So if you will see here, we are supposed to concentrate hardware as well as the software. So if you will see that hardware based approaches, so here it may consider it is going to be because of the hardware, it will be faster. Of course, the hardware components are costly, so it is going to be a costlier one. But whereas coming to the important parameter, that is nothing but the what is that cost? That is a power consumption. Power consumption is going to be high in case of hardware based approaches. Now we will see what are all the things under the software based approach. Of course, here it is going to be somewhat slower based upon the circuit. When compare with this hardware, the software one is going to be very cheaper. Whereas coming to the consumption, which is going to be a very important parameter, it will go for very low power consumption. So here if we will go for that implementation, actually we are supposed to have the two architectures, we can say. Under that, the first one is a superscalar architecture. The next one is a very large instruction word. Let us have a brief idea on this superscalar architecture. Here it will executes the circuit performance. The circuit performance improves with parallelism. Here it is going to be making use the technique that is nothing but the parallel. It will follows the instruction level parallelism. Of course, here the one is the word length is going to be only 32 bits. So instead of that, we are going to be making use the next version, that is a very large instruction word. Usually we used to call it as a VLIW, very large instruction word. So if you will see in case of this VLIW, the single instruction may have 4 or 5 fields. Each field will do 1 micro operation. So here we can see the single instruction, it is going to be divided 4 or 5. So here each and every field will do one micro operation. Of course, the maximum length of this VLIW, it is going to be 128 bits. The word length of this is going to be 128 bits. The benefit of this one is it's the implementation is very simpler when compared to this superscalar architecture. And we will see how this VLIW is placing the role in case of Transmetas Croce processor. So the best example where we can make use of this is Transmetas Croce processor. Thank you.